So in this video, I'm going to be covering the exact cold email plus cold calling playbook that we've used to book 9 calls in the first 6 days of launch for this vertical SaaS client. This client targets landscaping companies with their vertical SaaS solution. And I'm going to show you the playbook that we've used to do this and how we are scaling to 50 plus calls per month with this exact playbook. So quickly the numbers. Email, we are currently pushing 1,000 emails per day. This is the email bison dashboard that as of today, what it looks like. We've been sending for 6 active days total. We're like on the 7th day right now. But 6 full days of sending, 12 interested replies, 3 calls booked. Average email to lead ratio is looking at 576 emails to 1. So every 576 emails that we send, we generate 1 interested lead, which is really solid. So currently this client is at like 25,000 emails per month. We're looking to double this, potentially even quadruple this going to the future. And as well for cold calling, we're doing $500 per day. So far, we booked 6 calls in the last 6 business days, and our average dial to book to call ratio, so this is not just interested leads, this is booked meetings, is 800 to 1, which is, again, really solid. We're looking to double this volume as well. And with that, our current pace right now is for 33 calls per month. But once we double, we're going to be on pace for 66 calls per month, which is super solid. I'm going to be walking through the exact playbook, how this all works. I'm going to be showing you the workflows that we use for scraping these local landscaping companies, and then the email copy. I'm going to show you the general framework. I want to show the exact copy, but I'll show the general framework and then the tools that we use. So diving into the playbook here, this is going to be somewhat of a standardized process that we run for all of our clients. So if you are someone who's potentially looking to work with us, this is what we're going to be doing for you as well. So on the front end, what we are going to do is we are going to gather all the context that we need for strategy development. And what that looks like is going through your call recordings, so sales call recordings, performing some deep market research with AI, taking a look at your closed won. So looking at your closed won accounts that are your best clients, seeing why they bought, what they may have not liked, accounts, and creating lookalikes around those, and using angles for why they purchased as angles in your copy. And as well as customer interviews if you have any of those as well. From this information, we'll develop our ICP, which your ICP is your ideal customer profile. So, whoever's in your closed won, a particular persona that you see is consistently closing often, that's going to be one of your ICPs. That's going to be an ICP persona that we're going to want to create a bucket around and deploy campaigns on. From this ICP definition, we're going to map our full TAM. So in this client's case, we're going after landscaping companies. It's just one vertical since they're a vertical SaaS company. So we're not going to have like a ton of different ICPs or different buckets, but our main one ICP is like these smaller landscaping companies between 11 to 50 employees, where they're not too big to where they have their own in-house team for what a client provides, but they're not too small where they don't have any budget. So there's going to be other criteria around like what their website looks like, or if they have an active website, stuff like that. That's going to give us a scoring criteria for our ICP, as well as like reviews, looking how many reviews they have. If they have a bunch of reviews, that's a good signal. If they don't have many reviews, then they're probably, a start, like not the best business to work with. But using that data, we can score a lead list, and any of the leads that we scrape, we can score them and then build our TAM around that, right? So off like the basic filters that we need that make someone like a base qualified level, we'll develop our TAM. We're going to know different data sources. So in this client's case, we are using this tool called gtme.business. Essentially what you can do is you can scrape Google Maps with this tool directly. So you can come here, search the locations. So like, let's say I want to do United States of America or like United Kingdom, whatever. I'm just going to choose some random cities here. You can select locations and then scrape those locations. So as you can see here, we've been scraping the landscape architects and then all these different locations. And it's pulling all this data directly from Google Maps. And then we're importing it into Clay. We're getting all the contact info on each of these leads. So we're getting all the leads here. These are all the companies. When we scrape companies from Google Maps, oftentimes like the company name can be a little messy. So we'll have GPT clean them. We're going to be pulling their company phone numbers, which is really nice. Something nice about GTME is that you're getting the company phone numbers. And also we're calling a lot of these because with these smaller landscape businesses, oftentimes the phone number on the website or the phone number listed on Google Maps is just the founder. So calling these numbers is valid and works. If you were targeting like enterprise and you were or like larger companies and you were calling the number list on the website, you're probably just calling customer support. But when you're scraping local business, calling the number on the website still works as well. And from this info, we're getting the website and just getting information that I can find. But from the website, we're going to be able to find the owner name using a tool called Clayagent. This is the web research tool that Clay offers. It's going to find the owner's name just doing a Google search with the website information that we provided it. And then from there, we're going to find the email addresses. And oftentimes we're scraping the email addresses from the company website. And in our campaigns, we'll even target like the info, landscaping.com email addresses, because as I mentioned before, since these are smaller companies in the local segment, a lot of times any of the information listed on the website is going directly to the founder. So these are good emails to hit and can get really solid reply rates. As we're seeing here, we're getting, a 5.6% reply rate with a 6.12% interested rate. So the two main channels that we use, as I mentioned, was email and LinkedIn. The way to go, let's say, of email, when targeting a local business, we're going to primarily use Gmail. As we've seen, Gmail inbox is the best with local, because a lot of these other local businesses use Gmail, right? They're not using Outlook like most enterprises do. They're using Gmail in most cases. But where we get the domains from is going to be Porkbun. We use Scaled Mail for inboxes. Scaled Mail is phenomenal. Recommend using them. But yeah, we just go with Gmail. We'll set up 3 batches for the email inboxes. So we have an email batch A and email batch B. These rotate month over month, and then we're going to have a reserve on the back end in case we ever need to replace any of these inboxes here. The sequencer that we're going to use is going to be emailbison.com. That is going to be the tool that you see here. They are the best email sequencer on the market. Isolate IP, private warm pool, top tier team. Check them out. They're the best. And in terms of campaigns that we're running, for this client in particular, we were running mostly just ICP segment campaigns. We will eventually start running some campaigns of using tools like RB2B, where we're scraping the website traffic, de-anonymizing it, and then reaching out to these people. But the main campaigns we're running is just, we're pulling Google Maps, we're going after these landscaping companies, and we're pitching our solution. Once we develop more of a pipeline, we'll do more retargeting campaigns. But since this company is also just establishing their GTM in motion, like we're pretty much orchestrating their GTM in motion for them. We don't have much pipeline, so we're actually actively building it for them. And from there, we're sending highly relevant emails. And what the email copy looks like is this. So it's me, hey, first name. Most pain start with the same way. The client pictured X, and X result happened. So we're leading with a pain point. This angle is working like very solid. We use system to turn job into a full design with mechanism. Clients pay off before you break the ground. So essentially, the main angle here is just lead with a really relevant pain point, mention the offer, the system, how you do it in a unique way. So this client has a unique solution, so that really helps with the offer here. Happy to build, and then we're leading with we're finishing off with an offer. So happy to build one of a recent company project. So this is like a free sort of like lead magnet offer, worth a look. Super simple email. We don't do any personalization. We're just hitting a really relevant pain point. We're leading with a good solution, and then we're giving a good friend offer. Standard, classic. This is a tried and true cold email that is really just working off of, what works, right? And in terms of tools that we use, as I mentioned, email bison, Clay, GTME. For the dialing that we're using, Sales Vanity, that's what we were using, and then GBE40 Mini as the Clayjet. That is the model that we're using. We noticed any lower models like nano models weren't working as well. And then Frostio for any other enrichment. All right. And these were the calls that were booked. Client's happy. But anyways, how do we work with callers? So we have a calling team based in Egypt. We do done-for-you callers. So we source the callers, place them on offers, train them up on the offer, and then get the money. We have a guarantee if a caller is not performing, we replace them. The way we work, very quickly. It's typically a 2-week ramp-up period for getting the caller trained up on the offer and actively live in the dials for your offer. But how it's going to work, we have multiple script variants in the beginning. We're going to iterate in real time, right? And the beauty of cold calling is that when we're doing dials, we're getting active feedback from the market, right? So like when we get to a certain point in the script where, the calls just keep ending or people keep hanging up, then we know, all right, this part of the script is a bottleneck. Let's change it. Let's test it. And then we keep testing until we get resonance and we start booking calls, typically day one. Like as we see here, day one, we book calls. We book 2 calls day one. And we've been booking consistent calls ever since then, right? Our callers do between $500 to $2,000 per day. Like, as I mentioned, they're based in Egypt. They have great English. If you're curious about any of the callers and hearing some live calls, send me a DM on Twitter or LinkedIn or email me. I can share some real call recordings so you can get them out. But yeah, they're great English. We booked some massive logos off them. We go like NASA, Samsung, Airstream for other clients. So calling is great. And especially when going after local segments, cold calling is super, super, super strong. So 1000% recommend it. And then on the bottom end, so this is once we are generating replies, we're going to have a unified master inbox with inside email bison that we work out of. AI is going to score all the replies that come through. So we're going to score them based on value of the lead and then also the intent. So intent being if they're interested, if they want to book a meeting, or if they're not interested, things like that. But then also the quality of lead. So in this case for this client, doing this tiering system wasn't really as important since the general ICP is kind of just the same across the board. Like there's no one customer that's like significantly better than the other. But for other clients, let's say they work with SMBs and an enterprise, this is where the tiering system will be really important. And AI will score them based on the criteria that we outlined for them. So let's say we get a tier 1 lead, someone like NVIDIA or Google, right? They respond. In that case, we're going to approach them differently versus if some like mom and pop shop was to respond here, right? So what we do for like a tier 1 lead, maybe send them like a special offer, value asset, personalized gift, go meet them in person, things like that. Tier 2 lead, you want to one call them, just call them immediately. Tier 3 leads could just be like 10 times follow up. Not as important. Beyond that point, we are going to sync all the data into your CRM, whether you're using HubSpot, Adio, Close. We are going to sync all the data, all the replies that we generate to there and bring meetings booked. Sales process, we consult on that, and then you have closed deals. So yeah, really solid art for this client. Scaling is looking clean for them, but this is just an example of what a really refined cold email plus cold calling system can look like for your business. This can be a revenue engine when done right, and our team is the place to go if this is something that you're looking to establish for your business. Regardless of if you're looking to just establish your GTM motion, as this client is, or you already have something in place, but you're looking to scale it further. Our team at Pipeline Tech have done this for hundreds of companies. We've sent over 30 million emails. We've performed over 100,000 cold calls. We've done it all across every industry. So if you're still working with us, visit pipeline.tech, just pipeline.tech. That is our website domain. Come here. You can apply for a free campaign. You just fill out a quick form, and you and I will speak together for like 15 minutes. And then if you're a fit, we can run a free campaign or just move on with the paid engagement. So again, if you're interested in working with us, visit pipeline.tech. We have a quick explain video, see everyone who worked out with and all that stuff. Regardless, I hope you found this video valuable, and I'll see you next time.